A brace of 21-year-olds and 4 men over 30. And the fastest 2 men in the world this year go here. This is Jeff Erios of France, your silver medalist in the European Junior Championships 100. Back in 2021, his best of 9.98 came last year. He's never broken 21 for 200. He's a big fella, 6'2". Kerley King, semi-finalist at the World Championships 200 back in 2017. Struggles to get into US teams. 5 times he's broken 10 seconds, but only 6th in the Doha 200 last Saturday. He goes in 2. There's Ferdinand Omanyala, Commonwealth champion in Birmingham 3 years ago, remember. Bubbly character, Omanyala, from Kenya. Very fast starter. Been in mixed form though, 2nd in China and then 9th in China earlier on last month. Fred Kerley, one of those few athletes who's broken 10 seconds for 100, 20 seconds for 200 and 44 for 400. He won here back in 2023 and that 9.94 is still the meeting record. He's the Olympic bronze medalist from last year. There's Simbine, the fastest man in the world this year. 4th in the Olympic Games last year, the South African. He was bronze medalist at the World Indoors in Nanjing back in March. I call him the nearly man. He's had so many performances where he's finished 4th and 5th in major championships. Letsile Tebogo, the Olympic 200-meter champion. He holds the national records and in fact the African record for 100 and 200, but hasn't been under 10 seconds yet this year, the former footballer. He goes in 6th, the Botswanan. Emmanuel Aseme of Cameroon, All-Africa Games champion last year. And only 3 times under 10 seconds, a couple of times in 23, once last year. Hasn't broken 10 seconds yet this year, Aseme. He's in 7. Brandon Hicklin, the world number 2, goes in lane 8. The American ran leg 4 for the USA at the World Relays 2 weeks ago when they took the silver medal in the 4x100. And 5th in Grand Slam track in Miramar a couple of weeks back over 100 and 200. That was 3 weeks ago, actually. And then Sean Maswanganyi of South Africa completes the lineup in lane 9. Only 7th in Doha over 220.7 last Saturday. But I think he's got big potential at 200. Coached by Carl Lewis, by the way. Maswanganyi there, nearest the camera to write a picture. Plenty of dignitaries in this packed-out stadium. I've never seen it so full here. All my years coming to this meeting. Simbine, by the way, in fabulous areas. Simbine goes in lane 5 in the all-red. He won both Diamond League 100s so far this year at the 2 Chinese meeting. He's in fabulous form, the fastest man in the world this season, Simbine, with 9.90. His lifetime best, 9.82, came at the Paris Games last year when he just missed out on the medals. He was 4th in Paris, 4th in Tokyo Games, and back in 2016 in Rio. That's why I call him the nearly man, and there's been several other 4ths and 5ths. But watch this, Omanyala in 3, Kerley in 4, Simbine in 5, Tebogo, the Olympic champion at 200 in 6, 4th from left. I thought there was a little twitch there from but he gets away with it, going really well. Omanyala at the moment. Omanyala 3rd from the top, easing away. Simbine 2 looking strong through the second half. Simbine the strongest. Omanyala 2nd, and between them, Fred Kerley 9.95, and with a very slight following wind. That is great running, very, very crisp running indeed. Some 14 men have broken 10 seconds this year, and Omanyala, well, he led the first half, probably led through to about 60, but I think it was Simbine who came through to take that.
Yeah, very good. He's been in great form, hasn't he? Continuing it, as you said, Tim, and it's just always a question of whether he takes it through. And I mean, world champs for everybody, long way away in September, but right now he is beating everybody else. Omanyala 100% right. You got a great start. Fred Kerley got left. Tebogo looked a little bit lethargic for me, and just adds to what I didn't think was a great run necessarily in Doha. The 200 is best event, obviously, but he's normally better than this. Just doesn't look sharp at all, Tebogo. So, this point, though, Simbine has just got that momentum. Kerley comes back into it over the last 20 metres, but Simbine, the more all-rounded sprinter at the minute, just gets up to good speed fairly quickly, maybe not out of the blocks as quick as Omanyala. We know how fast he is over that first 20-25 metres, but never manages to quite maintain in the same way that his African counterpart did. So South Africa cheering on Simbine, I'm sure, 9:95, just a hundredth outside the meeting record.
Yeah, but winning by a tenth of a second, that's a good meter at the standard these fellas are running at. Kerley, 10:07, Asemi, 10:10, Hicklin, 10:11. Well, he will be disappointed with that after his 9:93 back in late April. Really good, strong, competitive 100 there for Simbine.
You could hear the crowd before you even saw the finish line. And when the dust settled, guess who crossed it first? Akani Simbine. The South African sprint king just reminded everyone why you never count him out. Winning the 100 meters at the 2025 Diamond League in Rabat with a time of 9.95 seconds. Smooth, clinical, ice cold. This wasn't just any race. It was a heavyweight showdown. Frank Kerley, Letsile Tebogo, Ferdinand Omanyala, and Simbine all on one track. That's not a race, that's a Netflix special. And Rabat got the front row seat to one of the most stacked sprints of the season. People were expecting fireworks, and Akani lit the fuse. Now let's break it down. From the gun, it was tight. The start was clean, no false starts, no drama, just pure sprinting. Akani got out fast, not explosive like a rocket, but smooth like a sports car picking up speed. Omanyala, known for his beast mode power, tried to muscle his way into the lead. Frank Kerley, the American machine, was looking dangerous in the middle lanes. And then there was Tebogo, young, hungry, and always a threat. But by the 60-meter mark, it was clear, Simbine had entered the no-fly zone. Shoulders down, eyes forward, legs pumping like clockwork. You could feel it, that beautiful top-end speed we've seen time and time again. With about 20 meters to go, he pulled ahead, just enough to make a statement. Not by a mile, but by enough. Enough to show that experience, rhythm, and timing still beat raw power and hype when it matters. He stopped the clock at 9.95 seconds. Not his fastest ever, but this wasn't about time. It was about the win. Omanyala came in second at 10.05, still strong, still dangerous, but not quite there. Frank Kerley, who many thought would dominate, finished third in 10.07. And Letsile Tebogo, surprisingly out of the medals. You could almost hear the collective gasp. He's a phenom, no doubt, but tonight wasn't his night. And what makes Simbine's win even sweeter is that he did it under pressure. Everyone's been talking about the new wave of sprinters, Tebogo with his flashy youth, Omanyala with his bulldozer energy, Kerley with that American sprint machine swag. But Akani just put them all on pause. No chest thumping, no pre-race theatrics, just business. He's not here to entertain before the race. He saves the show for the finish line. And let's not pretend Rabat was an easy win. The wind wasn't exactly helping, and the field was hungry. But Simbine stayed calm. That's what makes him lethal. He's not loud, but he's lethal. He doesn't need the spotlight to shine. He brings his own. The real beauty of this win is what it means for the season ahead. With the Olympics creeping closer and all the big meets stacking up, this performance is a loud message. Don't sleep on Akani. While others are fighting for headlines, he's stacking W's. Silent but deadly. And credit where credit is due, Omanyala looked sharp. He's definitely not going anywhere. His start was beastly, and he held on pretty well. Kerley, well, let's just say he probably flew back to the States already plotting revenge. And Tebogo, the kid is still dangerous. One bad race doesn't erase his talent. If anything, it might just light a fire. But tonight belonged to Simbine, South Africa's sprint general. He's not here to chase clout. He's here to win. And Rabat, that was just a reminder. So next time you see that name in the lane assignments, pay attention. Because if Akani Simbine's lining up, you better bring your A game. Otherwise, you're just racing for second.